Has anybody ever heard a presentation on plant evolution? No? You're going to hear this morning a presentation on plant evolution. What does the Bible have to say about it? The Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, "And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good." So here the Bible says that all of the plants were made and procreate after their kind. That's what the Bible said. Before the field of study of biology, God revealed where the plants came from. Science textbooks today have taught that plants evolved from algae over a 500 million year period. But recent discoveries have discredited this evolutionary tree. Professor Lynn Margulis of the University of Massachusetts, senior author of the book Five Kingdoms, now in its 3rd edition, spent most of her 40-year career researching the supposed evolution of the higher forms of life from the lower forms. Well, Lynn Margulis literally wrote the book on the 5 kingdoms. So who is she? Well, former professor at the University of Massachusetts. She was the senior author of the book 5 Kingdoms. She was an American evolutionary biologist, so she believed in evolution. She was elected a member of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences in 1983. President Bill Clinton presented her the National Medal of Science in 1999. The Linnean Society of London awarded her the Darwin Wallace Medal in 2008. Though she believed in evolution, she couldn't find any evidence of evolution in the plant kingdom. In the following slides, her quotes will be in green. So if you see green, that's her quotes from her books. Quoting an article by Alexander Williams on creation.com, he says the plants are now divided into just 2 main groups. The Bryata, which are non-vascular plants, those which do not have specialized plumbing for water transport, and the Tracheata, which are vascular plants, those which do have specialized plumbing for water transport. The Bryata are the simplest, and if evolution were true, they should be the ancestors of the Tracheata. Thus, according to evolutionary long-age interpretations, they should be found first in the fossil record. In other words, buried below the Tracheata. But no, the opposite is true. The Tracheata appear first. The Bryata consist of 3 groups: the mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. There is nothing that could logically be their ancestor among the multicellular algae or fungi. So no origin can be determined. Margulis has to admit they do not seem to be the ancestors of the vascular plants, the Tracheata, or of the hornworts or liverworts. Like hornworts and mosses, liverworts gave rise to no other plant lineages. So not only do they not have any ancestors in the past, they don't have any lineage in the future. Okay, so the Bryata gives rise to nothing. So here, supposedly at the base of the evolutionary tree, there is no evidence whatever of evolution. This is not merely a missing link, but a yawning chasm between plants and the chlorophytes. And none of the simplest plants, the Bryota, are ancestral either to one another or to any of the higher plants, the Trachyata. Climbing further up the supposed evolutionary tree, Margulis next deals with Sciophyta, or whisk ferns. Once again, no intermediate fossils have been found. The chemical evidence fails to support a strong evolutionary relationship between the psilophytes and the ferns. Ancestral groups for psilophytes are unknown at present. So more evidence that Trachyata did not evolve from the Bryota. Supposedly next to appear in the alleged Carboniferous coal forests were the tree-like lycopods. But lycopods are neither related to pines and cedar nor to mosses. Although they have an excellent fossil record, it gives absolutely no clue as to where they came from. Margulis next deals with the horsetails, surviving today only as the single herbaceous genus Equisetum. Once again, there is an excellent fossil record, but ancestral groups for the horsetails are unknown at present. And what about the ferns? Fossilized ferns abound in the fossil record from the Carniferous through the present, but again, not a single clue here to their origin. Climbing the evolutionary ladder further, we come to the gymnosperms, or naked seed plants. They include 4 living phyla, the cycads, ginkgo, conifers, which are pines, and the gnetophytes. Cycads were once considered to be the oldest living relatives of flowering plants. However, seed ferns and living cycads are no longer believed to be direct ancestors of flowering plants, and there is no hint as to their supposed evolutionary origin. The ginkgo tree is represented by a single living species, Ginkgo biloba, but here again they appear suddenly and fully formed, leaving evolutionists with no clue as to their origin. The conifers or pine trees range from ground-creeping shrubs to the sequoia redwoods of California. Conifers likely descended from the progymnosperms. And what are the progymnosperms? Imaginary evolutionary ancestors. There is no evidence that they ever existed. And are the conifers the ancestors of anything? She says conifers gave rise to no other plant phyla. Just dead end after dead end after dead end after dead end. Last of the gymnosperms are the curious group, the gnetophytes. Unfortunately for evolutionists, they appear fully formed in the fossil record, just as vastly different, she says, as they are today. So there is no fossil evidence of their evolutionary lineage before they appeared, nor after. For gnetophytes are believed not to have given rise to any other plant lineage, she says. Incredible. Well, it's what we would expect, isn't it? It's exactly what we would expect. Finally, supposedly at the top of the plant evolutionary tree, we come to the flowering plants. They have an abundant fossil record, but once again, they appear fully formed with no sign of any evolutionary lineage. The only suggestion from Margulis and her co-author is the gnetophytes. But since gnetophytes are believed not to have given rise to any other plant lineage, they have to imagine what an ancestor of flowering plants might have looked like. In a blind leap of evolutionary fate, they surmise that the incredibly intricate flower structures we see today, complete with ovary for the female and pollen for the male, exist because evolution has modified leaves into a shoot specialized for reproduction, she says. Yet there is not even a fragment of fossil evidence for this. Well, there we have it. The plant fossil record is now more clearly defined than ever before, and it testifies more clearly than ever before that not one of the phyla is either the ancestor or the descendant of any other. Once more, the evidence of the real world is seen to be consistent with the truth of Genesis. Plants reproduce according to their kind. Amen. The Bible tells us that God made the plants each after their kind. Biologists have spent the last 150 years trying to disprove the Bible on this point and have only piled up more and more evidence in support of creation.
Hi friends, thank you very much for watching this presentation. Remember to click the like button and share this video. Also, click the subscribe button to be notified when new videos are released. For DVDs and other materials you can share, please visit our store at TOLMC.store. Everything, including the Days of Noah DVD set, is at discounted prices. Thank you for your support and remember to subscribe.